Those of you who don't know, I'm Coach Owen, Owen B. Jackson on Instagram. So today we are going to be going through an animal-based movement exploration. So do not be put off by the term animal movements. You might have heard it called different things like locomotion, but just think of it as a full body system, very similar to calisthenics in that we're integrating the whole kinetic chain. So as people start joining the lives, Nikki Shaw, how are we doing? Newbie. Have we got any newbies today? Anyway, we will start without too much delay. It is hot today. It's going to be a lovely day, I think. In the UK, about 23 degrees is scorchio. So we'll go a bit mad. Right. So yes, today's workout or today's exploration is going to be movement based or animal movement based, and we're going to be looking at locomotion, but basically again working from head all the way down to our toes, connecting the whole kinetic chain. So what we're going to be looking to do as well is integrate this warm-up as part of our movement sequence as well. So I know a lot of you may not have a lot of time at the minute, and I know you're furloughed, but you might just want to get in the gym, you want to get moving. By gym, I mean in the living room, or it could be outside, or you could be doing this with your kids. This is a really good sequence of exercises that you can enjoy as a family. You don't need any prior training or anything like that. It's just all I ask for you is just to bring awareness with you today. So any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try and answer them as we go. Other than that, we shall start. So I'm going to be back here. So it's not going to be like reps and sets and stuff like this. This is hence why it's called a sort of a movement exploration. So we're not going to turn it into a like full sweat busting workout or anything like that. What I want you to do is bring awareness throughout this whole thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with what's called a bear crawl. But in order to get into this bear crawl, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be hinging at the hips. So feel free to follow along with me. So we're going to do, to start with, 10 of these. So basically it's this hinge pattern. So from the hips, keeping the legs fairly straight. Don't worry if there's a slight bend. So slight bend, hinging forwards. Feel that stretch coming through the hamstrings. Popping back up, 10. Push that bum back. Squeeze up, 9. Again. Repeat. Each time, try and go a little bit further. 8. You'll see where this is going in a second. 7. Good. I notice that my right side is tighter than the other. 6. Good. Notice how my back, I'm not slumping through the back. Keeping a nice neutral back. Good. 5. 4 more. Again, I'm thinking about pushing my bum back, trying to touch that back door. Good. 4. 3 more. Moving back. Feel that stretch of the hamstrings. Again, put those arms in as well if you want as well. 2 more. Folding forward. Hinge pattern. Forward. Arms coming up. Good. 1 more. So folding forwards at the hips. Reach forward. Big stretch overhead. Nice. So again, these are my first movements of the day. So being very kind on myself. Just moving with intention. So what we're going to look to do now is incorporate or bring in the wrists as well. So I'm going to go back to this hinge pattern. So I'm going to fold forwards. I'm going to look to reach forwards. Okay, but now what I want you to do, I want you to touch the ground. But what you might have to do is put a bend in the legs, and that's fine. So bending the legs, reaching forwards, and what I'm going to do is try and lift my opposite arm and opposite foot off the ground. This is the pattern that we're going to need. So that again, folding forwards, going to bend at the knees, and I'm going to try and lift my right arm, my left foot, and then the other side, left arm, right foot. Okay. If you need to come out of this, that's fine. But what I'm going to be doing, we're just going to be working that pattern. This is the pattern that we're going to need when we go into the bear crawl. Okay. So opposite arm, opposite foot. Let's go through that again. So folding at the hips like we did to start with, but now I want to touch the floor. So if you're struggling to touch the ground with straight legs, just put a little bend in there, okay? So you feel that stretch coming through that posterior chain. So Hands on the floor, feet on the floor. I'm going to lift my right arm, left foot, back down. Left arm, right foot, down. Okay? Let's circle through a couple of those. Good. But one more each side. Good. Last one. Good. Nice. Really good. So, some of you, again, don't be put off by these terms, bear crawl, locomotion, animal movements. Don't worry too much about that. What we're trying to think about is moving our whole body, moving it through a sequence, just connecting the whole human movement system, our body. Okay? Checking in, preparation for later. Rich Edwards, my man. Good. Right. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to make it a little bit more dynamic. So, when we're in this position, I'll do it towards the camera. So, I'm now going to hinge forwards, and I'm going to start incorporating that opposite arm, opposite foot, and walk towards you. Okay, like this. So, hinge at the hip, nice stretch. I'm going to go right foot, right arm, left foot, like this. And then, so notice how my right arm, left foot have gone forward, and then I'm going to swap. I'm going to go left arm, right foot, like this. Opposite, opposite. Okay, I'll show you again. So, hinge at the hip. I'll do one from the side. Hinge at the hip. I'm going to go right arm, left foot, left arm, right foot. I'm just moving the other arm out of the way so you can see. So, that again. So, right arm, left foot, left arm, right foot. Backwards if you want as well. So, don't worry if you're not doing left arm, right foot, right. I'm just trying to do opposite arm, opposite foot. Okay? So, we're going to have a little play with that now. So, whether you followed along with me or not, don't worry about that. We're going to just try and explore this movement pattern now. So, loading through the shoulders. So, this is really good for like handstand preparation. So, load through the shoulders, and then I'm connecting opposite side of the body. Okay? A little bit of rotation. So, let's have a go at this now. Those of you who are really good, feel free to experiment forwards and backwards. And again, it all depends how much space you've got. You might be doing it in quite a small space. So you can do it static, okay? Just going forward one step, back one step. Whatever space you've got, just make it work for you. Right, let's have a go, shall we? So the bear crawl, I really like this. This is possibly one of my favorite movements. So, hinge at the hip, okay? I'm going to go right arm, left foot, and then I'm going to change, and change, and change, and change, and change. And then, if you're feeling really good, either turn around and do it back, or if you want to have a go, do it backwards, okay? So I'm going to come towards you, and then I'm going to come backwards. So by taxing our proprioception, kinesthetic awareness, really good little movement challenge for you. So hands on the floor, right arm first, left leg, change, 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 good. And then I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to take my right foot back and follow it with my left arm. Opposite, 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 opposite. Back to the start. Good. Nice. So anyone really struggling with that, don't worry. Just play and explore. So the main thing we're doing, I'm going like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay? Like some sort of like odd swimming pattern. But it's a really good way, and you probably noticed it got a lot more difficult when you did it backwards. Same pattern, but all you're doing is reversing it. Yeah? So we're going to have one more go. So what's happening, even without thinking, we're getting this lower back engaged, hamstrings, glutes. And for those of you who want to add a little bit more rotation, as you're coming forwards, feel free to swing the hips across. Like swinging across your hips. So you're doing more of a stretch, like this. I'll show you now. So either continue doing what you're doing, or have a little go at this one. So I'm going to add more what's called oscillation. I'm thinking about doing a side crunch as I come round. So reaching forwards, I'm going to reach across my body like this. And I can really feel this through my obliques. So I'm almost thinking about going on the outside of each foot as I'm coming forwards. Okay? So one more time, and then we're going to move on to the next. So basically doing 3 animal movements today. The bear, the bunny, the crab. So we're in the bear at the minute, the bear crawl or bear walk. So that's one of these. I'm going to come towards you, And I'm going to show you this big oscillation as well. So move forwards. I'm going to go to the outside, to the outside, 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 outside. Good. And then I'm going to reverse it. So lead with the heel and chase backwards. Go to the opposite side each time. Good. And come one more towards you, and we'll have a quick chat. Whew. So anyone who tried that little oscillation in there, that's a really nice exercise to connect the obliques, especially if you want to bring more awareness or you're looking to do things like flags. Just having the ability to switch these muscles on and off, really good little movement preparation or movement pattern for you. Good, nice. Yes, so Zahida, well done, getting one of her kids to have a little go with that as well. Yes, so this works for warm-ups. Yes, it's a brilliant warm-up technique. I use this with a lot of clients. You'll see as well on the School of Calisthenics YouTube channel that we use this when we're out in Marbella, just to get like movement preparation. It's a really good way to get into these positions. So we incorporated a hinge and then basically vertical loading of the shoulders. So it's wrists and shoulder preparation. Good. Right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go into what's called a bunny hop. So notice how last time we were creating that A-frame or that hinge pattern. So those of you who sort of deadlift or do like pike push-ups, that was the position we're in then. So what we're going to do now, we're going to be on the ground. So nice and low. I'll just turn you down a little bit, YouTube. Dude, this is weird. No coordination. Right, yeah. So that's what you'll find is you might be a little bit freer to explore rather than trying to do this in a commercial gym. Obviously, we're in lockdown at the minute, but just means you can explore, move your body, try different patterns in different ways. And as Zahida was saying, her kids are trying along with her. Kids love these, absolutely love these. So if you're a family, have a go. Right. So this time, I'm going to be in a squat pattern. So before we did a hinge, this time I'm going to go into a squat. Okay. So notice the difference there. A squat, I'm going straight down, whereas a hinge, I fold at the hips. So bear crawl is hinge, whereas this one, bunny hop, is a squat. Now, this might be the first time you've been in like this squat pattern today. So again, grrr. So this might be the first time you've been in this squat pattern today. So be kind to yourself. But it's a really good way to open up the hip girdle. So we're going to do 10 squats like we did before with the hinge. We're going to do 10 squats. Now, ideally what I want in order to get into this bunny hop position, I want to try and hit at least parallel. So you see that? 90 degrees. I want my bum the same height as my knees. So as I sit down, I'm driving up, okay? It's that hinge position. Those of you who know I've got a running joke with the postman. Postman likes to come at this time. So I'm going to be dropping down and squeeze up. Okay, so slow it down. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. Okay, so we're doing 10 of these. Right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 10. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. That's 9. Good. I'll show you this way. 2, 1. Squeeze. That's 8. 3, 2, 1. 7. If you want to make it harder, hands overhead. 2, 1. 6. 3, 2, 1. That's 5. If you've got more range, go for it. 3, 2, 1. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Drive it up. 3, 2, 1. Drive up. Good. 2 more, guys. Hands overhead. 3, 2, 1. Up. 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Have a little wiggle. Drive it up. Good. Nice. So again, notice how initially I kept it about 90 degrees. As I got more local tissue temperature up, hips felt good. Moving further and further down. Right, so what we're going to do now is hold this bottom position, because that's what we're going to need for the bunny hop. So over here. Now, whether you want to descend into that squat pattern, or if you're quite comfortable, some of you will be able to just hop into this pattern here. Okay? But we'll go from the start. So we're going to hold the bottom position. We're going to go for 10 seconds. So if you want to make it harder, hands overhead. So and we'll slowly come down, either parallel, so bum parallel, or if you can go all the way down and rest in that position. Feel free to use your hands just to help you balance. Good. 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6. We're just having a little explore, moving around. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So either rest on the floor or standing all the way up. Cool. So your hips should be feeling a lot better now. So restored some blood flow, got the hips moving really nicely. And then from there, just making sure we can get into good positions. Some of you getting in and out of good positions, okay? But again, whether you've been spending time at a desk or driving, these are sort of restorative measures or restorative movements that you can utilize at any point in the day. Right, so we're going to get into the bunny hop now. So we did bear crawl, we're going to do bunny hop, then we're going to go into the crab. So with the bunny hop, what I'm looking to do, I'm going to be in that squat pattern. So you might be here. I'm going to put my palms in front of me. And so at this point, I'm just going to load my wrists more. So I'm coming off my heels onto my wrists. If you're familiar with the frog stand, we're going to be doing like a frog stand type position. So in a frog stand, palms go on the ground. I've got my knee resting on my elbow, and I lean forwards. But I'm not asking you to do that now. By all means, if you're confident, have a go. But what we're looking to do is I'm in this squat position, and I've got my palms on the ground, and I'm going to just lean forwards like this. Leaning forwards. And progressively, I'm going to put more weight into my wrists. Okay, so again, if you don't feel comfortable, just do it on your knees. Again, just leaning forwards, lean to the left, lean to the right. But what we're trying to do is just gradually and progressively put more load through the wrists. Okay, we're going to do 3 more of these. Leaning forward, 3. So it's almost like a planche push-up or a lean forward push-up, if some of you are familiar with that. Good, 2 more. 2. Good, last one. And 1. Good, nice. Because what we're going to do now, I'll show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be transitioning in that squat position, that squat pattern. Okay, you'll see why it's called a bunny hop. So I'm here, so I'm in my full squat, but I'm on my toes. If you've got good range, good ankle mobility, by all means sit in this passive position, a resting squat. But if you're struggling with that, feel free to be up here somewhere. So hands on the ground, and I'm going to progressively put my hands down and hop forward, little hop. Hands forward, hop, hop. Okay. Notice how I'm keeping a really short range of motion. Hands on the ground, hop forward. Hands on the ground, hop forward. As we get more confident, what we're going to do is delay that squat or that transition. Okay. So we're going to have another go at this now. Yes, Josh. So feet on the ground, hands in front. Lay or place your weight into your wrists, similar to that frog stand. And we're going to hop forward. Hop, 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 and hop. Notice I'm trying to stay on the camera, so just having a little play with that. So for those of you who found that quite easy, we're going to bring the heels further forward. Okay, so what I'm going to think about trying to do now is get my heel as close to my wrist or beyond if I can. So watch this. Hands on the ground, leaning forwards. So screwing those elbows back, leaning forwards, hop. So notice how now my wrists are in line with my ankles. Before, we just did a little hop. Now I'm trying to come further forward. Okay, does that make sense? So we're trying to progressively increase the amount of A, load that we're putting through our wrists, and B, the amount of range that we want to take our hips through. Okay, so this is a really good way of, again, preparing for a push-based session. So say, for example, doing handstands in a vertical push, or whether you're doing more horizontal push-ups or push-up variations, this is a really good exercise for you to do. JD Stones, yes, cats are chasing me thinking I'm a rabbit. I bet they're going mental. So, this time, I'm going to come towards you guys, but I'm going to spend longer on my wrists and bring my heels further forwards. So you'll get to a stage where your heels are coming past your hands, like this. So, hands down, leaning forwards, heels come. See, notice how now my heels are past my wrists. Lean forwards, hop. Lean forwards, hop. Now, you know what's coming, don't you? If you can do it forwards, I want you to try doing it backwards. So, Zahida, this one's for you. So, yes, so really good point there. Arms are staying as straight as possible. I'm trying not to bend them, because if we bend our arms, I'm going to be here. I'm going to lose that impetus and also the height. So what I'm trying to do is keep those arms nice and straight, and I'm hopping forwards. So you'll get a much greater stretch coming through that wrist. So wrist extension. Okay, so I'll finish in this position. Okay, does that make sense? So how I'll go at that now, I'm going to come towards you guys, and then I'm going to scoot backwards as well. So that's my challenge to you lot. I want you to hop forwards. Maybe you do 3 hops forwards, 4 hops forwards, and then I want you to reverse it and hop backwards. Okay, let's have a go. So again, take it nice and slow. Bring that awareness with you. So heel, palms on the ground, toes on the ground. So from here, leaning forwards, hop, slowly, hop. And I'm being really delicate and considerate. And then from here, I'm going to push my heels back, place my wrist between my heels again, hop. Can I get one more in? Hop. Yeah? Let's have one more go at that one. So I'm going to come towards you, and then I'm going to do the same pattern, but in reverse. So notice how we're just flipping on its head. This time, when you go backwards, you place your hands back, and then scoot your bum back. Yep, so one more. Hands back, scoot your feet back. Right, let's have a go at that. I want you to try going forwards and backwards. Let's have a go. So, here. I'm going to do 4 forwards, 4 back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hands down. Hop, 4. 3, 2. Ooh, squeeze one more in. Try not to headbutt the camera. Palms down. Driving back. So, gently place those fingertips on the ground. Lean into your palms. Push the feet back. Lean in, push, and push. Good. Nice. So my hips feel really good for that. Really like that. Again, it's a really basic pattern, but you feel really good for it. Hopefully you can see it a bit better. Right. So that was the bunny hop. But that's really good for wrist mobilization. You probably feel that in your wrists. Also feel that in your hips. So really nice hip opener as well, but it's also progressively loading the shoulders in these positions that you can feel as you're leaning in and pushing away. So it's a dynamic exercise as well. Backwards is easier. Yes, Sue. Nice work. If you found the backwards easier, really well done to you. Well done. So what we're going to do now is the crab walk. So with the crab walk, what we're going to do is put our shoulders into extension. So anything in front of the body is here, shoulder flexion. But what we're going to be doing is taking our shoulders, so rather than fingertips facing forwards, we're going to peel them backwards, open the shoulders up, so screwing them in, and I'm trying to make my shoulder blades touch. And then I'm going to be driving down into the ground. So I'm taking my shoulder, so healthy shoulder elevates, depresses, protracts, and retracts. So I'm basically putting my shoulders, I'm retracting them, and I'm depressing them. See that? So I'm going to peel them back, trying to make the shoulder blades touch, pushing into the ground. So we're going to build up again to this quite progressively. So we're going to go for a static variation now. So I'm going to be sat on the floor, so my bum's on the floor, my heels are on the floor, and I'm going to put my shoulders into shoulder extension. Notice I'm peeling my shoulders backwards here, and then from here, being quite kind to my shoulders, you might find a stretch coming through the forearms, i.e. the wrist flexors and extensors here. So I can feel a big stretch, and also over my bicep. So peeling those shoulders back, and I'm going to move left and right, just oscillating backwards and forwards. And then if you feel that that's quite easy, either take your palms further away or scoot your bum a little bit further away. You move left and right here. Good. Just moving forwards and backwards if you want as well. Just a little bit, just be kind. Left, right, forwards, backwards. Good. I'm going to just, if you need to come out of this at any point, feel free to release that tension. We're going to go for another one of those, okay? So, fingertips facing away from me, palms flat to the ground. And again, I'm going to scoot my bum away, left, right. And again, I feel like I can get a little bit more range out of the shoulders now. Now they're getting warmer, left and right. Good. I find this a really, really beneficial stretch. Those of you who are unfortunate and are not furloughed and are having to work from home or wherever you're working, this is like the antidote. So when we're stuck on a computer, here, internally rotated, kyphotic or like nerd neck position, this is the antidote. So we're doing the exact opposite. So this is a really good one to have in your toolbox. So crocodile push-ups, someone's asked about those. And like lizard crawl, I'll be going into those at another time. So not today, because I perceive that the lizard crawl is sort of like the next step. So this time next week, join me and we'll be putting an animal movement flow together. So this is like the precursor to that, okay? Good, right. So now that we've got our shoulders nice and warm, local tissue temperature up, got good shoulder extension, so anything behind the body. This is also nice if you're doing things like muscle ups, because on a muscle up, you pull in from shoulder flexion, you're going into deep shoulder extension. So shoulder flexion into extension. So you can really feel that stretch coming across the pec and the anterior shoulder. Right, so no worries, not a problem. Right, so we're in this position. So now what I'm looking to do is add a little bit of load. So notice how I'm pushing the ground away. And as I push, I'm lifting my bum up, okay? So we're going to do 10 reps. So you might find that your wrists is quite an aggressive stretch. So what you might want is something like a push-up bar or like a dumbbell to keep it neutral if you're having trouble. If not, don't worry, okay? You can just go straight down using your fists. But ideally what we need to be is in this position. So again, peeling those shoulder blades back. Now we're going to incorporate the hips. So we're going to squeeze the bum cheeks, come slowly down. We're going to do 10 of these, okay? So shoulders back, squeeze together, pushing the ground away. And now I'm going to squeeze my bum cheeks, lift my hips up, and we're going to do 10. If you find this quite easy, don't rest your bum on the ground, okay? So 9, good, slow down. 8, try and nasal breathe as much as possible. 7, good guys, great work. 6, I can feel this in my lower back, opening up nicely. 5, good, if you need to come out of this at any point, do so. 4, good, 3, 2, 1. 3, good, little stretch, little wiggle each side. Good, 2 more. 2, good, last one. Up, slowly down. Really nice, guys. Good. So even just by adding that dynamic load, squeezing the glutes, turning them on, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. You can feel the stretch coming through hip flexors as well as shoulders, right? Really, really good, beneficial, like sort of therapeutic movement exercise. Right, so what we're going to look to do now, we're going to go similar to what we did with the bear. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite foot. But obviously now everything's happening behind ourselves. So don't beat yourself up about this. Be kind to your body. But what we're looking to do, I'll do it towards the camera so you guys can see, and I'll exaggerate it so you can see what's happening. So I'm starting, bum on the ground. My first position, I'm pushing the ground away. So if you want, whatever feels most comfortable with this. I know the last rep we did was fingertips pointing away. You might prefer going to the side or going forwards. Just have a little experimentation with this. So I like to go backwards, but that's my preference. So I'm going to go right arm, left foot, move those forwards, okay? Opposite arm, opposite foot. Move in very small steps to start with. So notice how right foot, left hand, opposite, okay? And then just take a rest, okay? Because you'll find that this is like quite taxing on the wrists and shoulders. And if you've never been in this position, the body's going, what? What's going on? I've not had to exert force during these positions before. Right, so that position again. Let's have a go. Do it from the side this time. So pushing the ground away, I'm going to go right arm, left foot. I'm going to go left arm, right foot. Opposite arm, opposite foot. And as I push forwards, and if you want to have a go, going backwards. Okay, don't worry about going backwards yet. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay, so we're going to start building on this theme now, but that's the main thing to think about. Opposite arm, opposite foot. Opposite arm, opposite foot. Okay, very similar to the bear crawl. So if you were to do like the bear crawl and the crab walk, really, really good warm up. That's tackling the whole sort of movement system. Okay, our body. Right. Yeah, screaming shoulders, but a nice feeling. Good, as long as there's no pain. Remember, we always want to stay away from pain. We don't want to recruit or utilize faulty movement patterns. We're always trying to establish good range and build on thorough technique. Okay, right. So those of you who are saying, oh, get on with it. Right. So this time I'm going to push my bum higher. So notice how I'm creating so hip extension through here. I'm going to go opposite, down, opposite, down. Okay. So that again, I'm going to come towards you guys. So now hips are higher. We're going to go opposite arm, opposite foot. I'm being very gentle, laying my palms and soles of my feet down. Good. Keeping those hips high if you can. And if you want, try that backwards. Okay. So notice the difference between when I'm down here, when I'm up here. It's a lot more challenging. You can feel that in your lower back, in your glutes, right? So spinal extensors and also in the glutes. Right. So we're going to have one more go at this. Yes, Venice, crabbing around. I love this one as well. To be honest, I love all the animal movements. Those of you who follow me for a little while now, I love moving like this. But why do I like it? Because it's utilizing the whole body, no equipment necessary. So especially for you guys who are stuck at home and haven't got access to equipment. So I'm going to go forwards, backwards, side to side. So think of like a compass. We go north, south, east, west. So we haven't had to do left and right yet, but I reckon you guys have got this. So I'm going to go two forward. So I'm going to go peel the shoulder blades back, hips to the sky, right foot, left foot, and then I'm going to go backwards. Right foot, left foot, and then I'm going to go to the side. Okay. So I'm going to go opposite arm, opposite foot. So this is a challenge. So I'm going to go like this, okay? I'm going to come backwards and notice how I've got left foot off, right arm off, like this. Good. Try two more. 2, 1. Yeah? So that working laterally, really challenging. Keep those hips high, back to the center, right. Oh, hang on. Confuse myself. Right, there, right. I think I've definitely messed that one up. Right. So notice how just working laterally, just challenge your brain one more time. So what is the benefit of these animal exercises? So just going into, again, some of this movement system, working the whole body together, trying to challenge ourselves with a new movement and also neuroplasticity. So the more that we can learn as we move and also integrate our physical body as well as our mental capacity, it's a really good way of connecting the two systems together. Okay, but basically we use these as warm-ups. Really good warm-up, or you could use them as a standalone exercise. Okay, so you notice I'm getting quite warm with these because they're using the full body. Right, so we're going to have one more. Yes, Angela, I love these techniques. Thank you for getting involved. So we're going to have one more go at that. So notice how every time I go forwards, I'm making sure I do both sides. Okay, so basically going to go 2 reps forwards, 2 reps back, 2 reps right, back to the center, 2 reps left, back to the center. Okay, so 2 reps forward, 2 reps back, 2 reps right, 2 reps back, 2 reps left, 2 reps back. Right. That's the plan anyway. It's mainly because I'm trying to stay in the camera. But if you've got more space or you're outside, feel free to do a lap of your garden or whatever you need to do. Cool. Right. Let's go. So starting in the ground, I'm going to come towards you guys. So let's have a go. Follow along with me. So I'm going to go 2 reps forward. 1, 2, and then I'm going to reverse it. 1, 2, and then I'm going to go to my right hand side. So I'm going to go opposite arm, opposite foot, out to the right. Opposite arm, opposite foot, to the right. I'm going to go 2 reps back, so I'm back to the center. Down, down, all the way to the left now. Left, left. If you've got any more in you, have a little play. Just have a go at moving around. Woo! Do like a 360 spin. Good. But that's the main thing about today. We're just having a play. We're just exploring. So we're not really concerning ourselves with reps and sets. That's the main thing I want you guys to take away from here. Yes, and it's fun and different. JD, you legend. Right. So a quick recap, and I'll let you guys go about your day. So to start with, we did the bear crawl. So those of you who are late to this session, remember, it will be uploaded so you can have a little go on the stories. Sorry, it's now displayed in the actual clickable link within Instagram. Also, it'll be available on YouTube. But remember, bear crawl. So hinge to the hip. Again, feel free to follow me. But we hinge to the hip, then opposite arm, opposite foot, opposite arm, opposite foot. And remember, if you want to make things harder, either add more rotation, go forwards and backwards. So from there, we did the bunny hop. So nice and low on the ground, hands in front, scoot the bum or the heels forward, forward, back, back. And then finally, when we went into the crab. So that was a different exercise, shoulders back, hips up, opposite arm, opposite foot. Cool. So feel free to put those together, but next week we'll be going into more of a movement flow. So this was just like an exploration. And again, that's why I wasn't too critical on about reps, sets, which direction. I just want you to have fun. And please feel free to tag me into your explorations at Owen B. Jackson. I would love to know how you guys get on. Honestly, it makes my day when I see you attempting these things at home. Maybe your kids want to have a go. Really, really good exercises. Again, I love this way of moving. Really, really beneficial. I love it. Yes, you saw these at H3. Yes, this is what got me into the whole movement. And again, we like to call these like animal movements or whatever, but it's basically moving our body with awareness, and that's what calisthenics gives us. So those of you who do yoga or Pilates, it's all movement. Okay, so these things overlap. Really good. Right, YouTube, I appreciate you jumping on board. Thank you so much. Sue, meme generator. Sometimes I get confused with it. Yes. So some of you notice that you get a little bit confused or you're better on one side than the other. Again, that's where we need this sort of awareness just to take us through. So thank you all, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate that. Remember, Ab Club on Monday with Jacko. There's workouts from Georgie Tuesday, Tim, and then me again on Friday. So every day during weekdays, there'll be some sort of either learning or workout for you guys to enjoy. Remember, Bodyweight Basics is completely free during this time. So if you're still looking to do some workouts at home, minimal equipment, so you can jump on board with that. In the School of Calisthenics profile link. If not, it'll be linked on the bottom of YouTube. And remember, virtual classroom 50% off. 50% off is a no-brainer. You can start from as little as £4.99 for a month, and there's so much information in there. So I appreciate you all. Please let me know how you get on. Coach Owen, Owen B. Jackson. Have a play. Get involved. YouTube, class dismissed. Yo, guys.